Hello everyone, my name is Maxime Chagnot. I'm a CATIA consultant working for PLM technology in Norway. And today I want to show you how we can make a flexible profile using CATIA 3DExperience release 19x on cloud and using PowerCopies. So PowerCopies is a special feature that is in CATIA that allows you to save several features together in one pack and reuse this pack in your design. So it's a bit complex to explain, so I will just demonstrate you the feature directly in this video. And in that case, I have a surface, so that's actually a cockpit for a boat. And I'm going to make a window on that cockpit. We will split this window with the cockpit, and we will make a rubber contour using PowerCopy. Okay, so let's start. I will just open this. As you can see, I have an assembly with assembly boat. I have my cockpit as a reference that I put in my assembly. And as you can see, I also fixed it in the assembly because I want this surface to be a 0 level in my design. Update. Okay. So I will just, it's a bit easier to work directly on the window and not in the assembly. So that is all the surface I use for making all the elements I use for making the surface. Okay, I can even call it walk. Okay, and I will make another one that I will call window. Window cutout even. If you cutout, yes. Okay. So what do we do here? I will just draw a simple rectangle like that. Okay. So I will not put any constraint. I will just make several corners on that rectangle. Let's put 50 maybe. The reason why I don't put constraint is I'm a bit more free in my design as well, so I can update this rectangle later on if I want to. 50. Okay, and the position is correct to me, so I will just exit my sketch. And so here I'm in part design, so I want to be in generative shape design. Okay, because I have the feature projection. I want to project my rectangle here on the surface, and I prefer a long direction option, okay, because it allows me to select directly the y-axis here, and I prefer also to remove nearest solution in that case. And that's actually a nice profile for a window, so I will just keep this one. And the second step you want to do is to do a small offset of this curve to have a small gap between the window and the cockpit. So I will just select parallel curve. Okay, you select the support is the surface, and we will put 3 mm each direction. So you see you have the small option both sides here that I will select. Click on OK. Okay, and now as you can see you have two contours, one outside and one inside. This is always parallel. So I will now go back to my assembly. Okay, and let's make two parts, one called boat and one called window. So I will just insert a 3D part. I will call it boat. In your case, it could be different, of course, but here I'm just making, okay, I'm going to show you small tips I have. I want to keep the original surface and the line in my part here. So what I can do is just select join. I select the surface here, and it proposes me, do you want to keep the link? And of course, that's what you want to do. So I'll just click on OK. And here in that case, I don't want to join, so I can just delete it. So pretty fast, and I like it. I will do the same here with the outside contour. Yeah, you want to keep the link. OK. Delete that. And maybe if it's a bit easier for you to see, I will just hide my cockpit part. And I will make a split from this surface and this window contour. Click on OK. So now you have the split. Now you can go back to Power Design and we can just make a thick surface. So thick surface of this element here, the split, and let's put 2 mm each side. Preview, okay. You see, you have a thick profile that could be composite, for example. I will just hide this element because I don't need it. Okay, so you have the boat. Let's make the window now. It is exactly the same scenario. We insert a new 3D part. I will call window. Okay, I will hide the boat. I will show the cockpit. I will do exactly the same. Switch to generative shape design. You want to make a join of that surface. Click on OK. You have external surfaces. You don't want it. You can just delete the join. And I will do exactly the same, but this time with the inside of the contour. Yes, like that. Keep link. Delete the join. And I will hide the cockpit again. And I will do a split, but this time I will change the side and select all the side because you want to keep the inside of the window. Yes. And to finish this part, we go back to Power Design. We do a thick surface, 2 mm, 2 mm. Okay, that was pretty easy. So if you want to, you can just, of course, hide the geometrical set and put some color. So let's put white for window and of course a lot of transparency. Apply. So you will not see very much the transparency in that case, but later on, if you want to do a nice rendering, it could be great. And on the boats, I will put a beige color that we can often see in boats. And this one is a bit dark, I guess, so I will take this one. It's a very pale beige, as you can see. It's not white. Okay, so now what we want to do is to make this small rubber in between the cockpit and the window. So what I will do is I will not insert a part directly. I will create a 3D part that we will use for making the PowerCopy. That's why I'm going to call it Master Rubber Profile. Click on OK. I have my 3D part here. And for making the PowerCopy, it's very important for you to follow the scenario here step by step. So first of all, I will create a geometrical set. I will draw a surface. We don't care of the dimension here. Okay, you have the sketch. We will switch to generative shape design. And I will make a fill here of that sketch. Okay, but here we have a sketch and a fill, and what we want is just a dead surface. How can we do that? Let's go to Display, App Option, and here you have a nice feature called Create Datum. Create Datum will basically delete the history of the feature. It's not always what we want for CATIA because CATIA is robustness. You want always to keep the history, but in that case, it might be very interesting. So I select the Create Datum feature and go to Transform, and I select this join again. I select the fill here, click on OK, and the result is a dead surface. And here I can just delete the fill and the sketch because we don't want it anymore. And I will do exactly the same with the curve that we will use later. Okay, I will just do a line. Of course, you have to be aware that this line needs to be on top of the surface. And Create Datum, use the join on the sketch, click on Enter, and now I have a line. This line will be the curve later. Okay, so we have two inputs of our PowerCopy, the surface and the line. I will just create a point on this line, okay, and I will select the option ratio, put ratio at 0, okay, and then you have a small point here that we will reuse later for the sketch of the profile. And I will select a plane, normal to this curve, normal to curve, and passing by this point. And you see, I will not select it in 3D. I prefer to directly select it in the spec tree to be sure that it's this one. Okay, now we have the 4 inputs we need for our PowerCopy. I will just close that app option. The surface, the line, the point, and the plane. I will hide the 3 plane here because we don't need them. And here it's very important that you follow the step because we will make the profile of the rubber band. I create the sketch here, and you don't want to use the origin and the horizontal and vertical line. You want to make your own line. So I will just hide these 3. You cannot delete them, just hide. Okay. And you are going to make your own origin. Okay, 2 lines like this. You are going to put them perpendicular and as construction element. And you can say that this point and this can be coincident. And this line and the surface can be, as you can see, tangent. Okay. Now you have made your own origin in your sketch. So let's draw the profile. It might be a bit tedious task because we have to do it manually and also remove all the vertical and horizontal line. So just follow me and reproduce the same step. Okay. So what I say is just prefer to delete everything manually, and we'll make perpendicular connection between the elements. Delete all the connection here as well. It's better to have a full control when you make the PowerCopy. It might take time here in that case, but remember that the PowerCopy can be reused in any other part. So it's a tedious task to do now, but it will pay off later. So as you can see here, I'm making perpendicular constraint between the elements. Okay, half of it is made. Okay, great. And now let's put some dimension. As you can see here, I'm not putting any coincidence between the line. I prefer to have the best control in my design. Okay, so here it could be 2 mm, 2 as well. Here I want 4, but as you can see, I also want this to be 2, and I'm not using the symmetry option. Just do it manually. So let's put, remember the gap we put is 3 mm each side, so 6 mm. So let's put, for example, 5 mm, then we have 0.5 mm gap, and could be used for the glue between the rubber and the window. Okay, and here in that case as well, we will put 10. Yeah, okay, 10 mm. Of course, you can adjust that dimension later on if you want to put a bit smaller. And yeah, the last one is this one. Okay, and we will make this nice arc here on top. So I select the option arc. And from this point to this point, same with the bottom, from this point to this point. Okay, and now the only thing we need is the radius, and I will put 50 as a radius. Okay, now the profile is over, and it's very important that everything is green and constraint through these two lines and this point. Okay, I exit. As you can see, I have my sketch here. And of course, what you want to have is the rib. So you define in the work object the part body, we switch back to part design, we select the option rib, and you want the sketch and the line. And here we will select the option reference surface. And it's very important that you select it, and we will select the surface here. Okay. And it's time to make the PowerCopy now. So let's go to Tools, PowerCopy. You have this panel that appears, and it will ask you to select the name, so rubber profile, and select the rib. Okay, and as you can see here, it also show you the inputs, the surface, the line, and the sketch, but we don't want to redo the sketch again. So you just select the sketch also, and now what you need to select is a surface, a line, a plane, and a point. And that's actually great for making the PowerCopy. So I click on OK. My PowerCopy is here. I can save that. Okay, and we have the rubber profile here. You can also save later this PowerCopy and use it in a catalog, for example. But in that case here, I will just go back to my assembly and insert a new part, 3D part, and we will call rubber profile window. We have our part here, okay, and what are we going to do? We are going to again bring back the reference element here. So you go to the 3D shape, we can switch back to generative shape design. We can do the technique I gave you, the join here, okay. So you can delete the join and keep the surface, and we do the same with the middle contour this time. Okay, and delete the join again. I can hide my copy because we will not use it. And I will add, of course, a point and a plane. So I select the point on my profile here, select ratio. So if we put 0, 0 is here. So let's try to put it a bit more here. Maybe 0.1 would be 0.1 is good. Okay. And we make the plane, of course, normal to curve. And it's asking you where is the reference point. So we just select this one here. Great. So now we have all the inputs we need for the PowerCopy. So it's very simple. Go back to the part body, switch to part design, go to tools, and this time we select the instantiation from selection. So I will instantiate this rubber profile PowerCopy. Oh, it does not seem like it worked. I'll do it again. Yeah, okay, it worked here. Rubber profile, okay, and what does it ask you? The surface, the line, the plane, and the point. Preview, and now you have your rubber profile. Click on OK, and we can just hide these elements and show the boat again and show the window. And now, if you want, you can even put some color, like a dark gray. And now you have made a rubber profile for a boat, for a window. As you can see. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. Do not hesitate to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to see more video like that. And please comment. And I see you again on Monday. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye bye.